Right, so he claimed at 7:30 he couldn't do any temporary make safe the door. He had his phone on him. I was feeling reasonably okay, physically. Since he had that phone near me, since he left, I had a really bad upset stomach. What the hell did he use his phone for? He wasn't in his uniform, MPS Housing Limited, like they normally would wear. He didn't show his ID, right? I hadn't seen him before. And his van, I could see the headlight beaming through the white curtains in my lounge. So, yeah. And then he says this, I've got the audio recording. Oh, I can't really do much. I really wish I could. I'm leaving the job tomorrow. I ain't got much stock on my van. I did tell my supervisor about 4:30 before when I got the job. Well, I called up my housing company, Home Group Limited, its call centre, females working from home, at 1:30 p.m. She's ringing through to get it ordered up because apparently at 2:30 a.m. this morning, whoever I was speaking to on the phone couldn't lean the out of our service. It could have been a decoy with the police involved. Because that police bloke, I said he wanted to talk to his people on the phone. Yeah, give it to it, talk to them. And he quoted a reference number and the police said what happened. Because I was upset on the phone, still shocked by what happened. And saying that somebody would be out that night to make safe my door, but nobody did. Because I was up all bloody night and trying to see, it was over 24 hours, to stop my bank cards and everything that was all nicked. So eventually I did manage to text a friend, carer friend, and she couched on the my sleeping bags, camping bags I've got on the floor next to me. Not comfortable, she may do, because of the unsafe unlocked door. Did the best to secure it real good by the voice of, you know who you are, TI News, and forgotten his name now. I joined their stream late. Says half asleep. And this was premeditated, the theft, the robbery, I call it, the theft of everything in that bag, phones, everything, you know, I've said that before. Not just the phones though, is it? My door keys was in it. And then tonight, 7:30, Gray, did he say Gary, he said he was called, that, the police could have called us. We could have come round and picked the locks and got you in that way. Duh, so why the hell didn't they do that? In 2017, when I had a heart attack and stroke then. Because the notice board's got the main housing company's number on it. Perhaps they thought that was emergency and I couldn't get to the door because I had a heart attack and stroke. But this time round, they could have done that. Called up the housing company to get through. What I could I told them with the other female police woman. I said, look, there's a phone number, the housing on the board, ring the out of hours people. Oh no, the police had their tools. And this is what Gary said a short while ago. It's because they got nothing better to do and their boys were toys and they want a good bash. Right, said it in a joking way. But, and then when he got his phone out, because he got this job on the smartphone, and he showed me a picture. Well, the picture was of my old door, or the current door, but on it, it had a card which is never left there. If there's ever a job to be done on my own, it's by email, by letter. And they don't cold call and leave a card in my door like that at an angle shoved in the edge of the door. They put it for the letterbox. And that was psychological tactic. He didn't do any nose touching or the gaslighting symbolism like I normally would expect. So half of them meant genuine, and then he was actually on the phone though. And I noticed this pointed to me, so I sneaked a couple of pictures of him for my protection. And so I was just passing time. I couldn't be asked with it all. And I said, oh, are you, I didn't say where he's moving on to, but I just thought it was just a big cop out. And he was on the phone to somebody claimed his superior, boss or something, more like a mate, and pretended to be his supervisor, and explained that couldn't do the job. They took a couple of pictures of the doors, just like what I experienced in 2017. Exactly the whole, procedure. After I got out of hospital, they left me without a working door or lock for 5 months in the winter. And it wasn't as bad. It's bad now as it is, but not as bad. Back in, 2017 was the worst. So, stuff some foil, you hear all that banging. It's all stage. Did they expect me to fall about in pieces? What's the point? 'Cause it's all spiritual warfare. And items. Eventually, I can replace a cheap phone. That's not an issue. The issue, they were just trying to get in the flat and stitch me up and monitor my reactions. The neuromonitoring. But with the phone he was on, as I said to his mate, it was pointed like at me. That where you take a picture. Like, I don't give a shit because it's bluntness. Because I know they take pictures of everything anyway. And I know they've got bloody cameras in here somewhere. Just haven't got the expense to do a de-scanner to scan the rooms out. So interesting what this local housing assistant says, because I thought, right, I'll plug this. I just tested it out. I said, well, I'm looking at see if you've got any transfers available to move down to us. My son lives down south. And plus on the phone, I said, I need a electric cupboard opener key, because that got stolen in my bag too. So everything I was told yet again by the call centre is exactly the same I've had before treatment. One hand says one thing, other says another, and it's a Chinese whispers. But I don't fall for it. I don't respond in the negativity way they want me to. So I know I'm going to fall asleep before 12 midnight because I've had no sleep by about 2 hours all day. And then the police might turn up tomorrow or call. But I can't go out because I can't lock the door behind me. And that perpetrator twats have got all my locations where I am and everything. So I said to Gary, what do I do then? He says, I'll wait to see if you get someone that comes out by 12. So I have to play back the audio to specifically remind me what he said. And when I feel better, but what's the notes? I said, what if nobody does then? Another warden would probably have to raise for tomorrow. We might have to send some specialist blokes out because it is a fire door. whole new door. Do you think they're going to spend that amount for me? No. It'd be the same time if the police turn up and then they would just look at my flat and think, I think you better be safe to live elsewhere. And then question me my private life and none of their business about my personal care. It stinks. Demonic update.